Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. It's been a while. I've missed you, but we've been kind of busy. You know, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I spent some time telling you that the message that I bring to you is very, very straightforward. It's a loving message. And it's a message from truth that comes to set you free. If you're listening to me this far on this video, take a seat. I'm going to share something with you that I've shared before, but I've never shared it like I want to share it. And that's how I want to share it tonight. Take a seat. I want to see if I can give you an understanding about humankind. On the one hand, I'm a social scientist and a sociologist. On the other hand, I'm a human being just like you. I'm curious. I'm doubtful. And I believe in God like you. But there's a difference that I like to give voice to that makes it worthy to stand up and say more than I've said before. I have evidence that God is real. People might say we exist for this reason or that, but I do know that my being here today exists because of a miracle, and really many miracles that I can put my hands on. And so I have no other choice, if I'm honest with myself, than to tell you what I know. And it's all because God loves you as God loves me. And because God has loved me in such a way, I'm obligated to sit here, to stand, whatever, to be accepted or rejected, to tell you about God. God wants you to know the truth. Now, when we talk about God, most of us talk about what we've heard, what we have been taught. We talk about an indoctrination. You know how the story goes. Truth is, we really do not know. And sometimes the language that it puts in, or that it is put in, or the language that you hear, sometimes it can be disturbing, complicated to hear. For instance, John went around town laying pipe everywhere. Now, was John a plumber or a lover? He could have been both. So here we are with this, what was, and we never really know, but we can express it all kinds of ways, and they end up the same way. But what would make them different is that which is real, that which is true. And so I want to give you something, ladies and gentlemen, that can bring it closer to your own understanding. We have heard it said that God created the earth, and he created Adam and Eve. And they were told that the world was theirs. They could do whatever they want to. The only thing is that there is a tree here that we should not engage. And that is the tree of what? That is absolutely right. Now, that has been interpreted so many ways. But I'd like for you to see it like this. Maybe this would help you to understand it. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying I'm going to give you a scenario that's befitting, that maybe you will understand. Adam and Eve were told, do not engage in sex. Why? These were created creatures, they don't really know anything about life. Are they ready to bring children into the world? In fact, what do they know about children? They know nothing about children. Yet the process has been already instilled in humans, man and woman. It has already been put there, that lust there, that desire there, it comes, it's natural. But they were told, do not engage. Now, why? I don't know. Now, my own understanding tells me that each of these individuals possibly were already engaging themselves with themselves and being satisfied by themselves, which brought up the curiosity as what would it be like if we engaged in this which we have been told not to do. Now, it was okay when they were doing their thing, but now it's growing. And so the decision was made. Now, what happened when that decision was made? The decision was made, it doesn't matter if it were Adam first or if it were Eve first who gave in to temptation. They both had their selfish desires met when they submitted to say, let's go for it. And when they went for it, you know the story of that. They didn't stop. But they were very aware of what had happened. And so that liberty of being free, of knowing that you can walk before the stars and no one can condemn you, had gone, and they could be condemned. In themselves, they condemned themselves because of what they had done. And so, when something that they never knew started happening, for instance, belly start growing, what do? You try to hide there. Somebody going, I don't know what this is all about, but we better hide it. And when you run across one that knows what it's all about, and who's the one that knows? You, first of all, your conscience tells you. So you know what's going on. And so that's not the only thing going on. The spirit of truth, the spirit of love stands before you and speaks. And what form is taken in that speaking, I cannot say. But the message is that it's going to hurt. No, I've heard it said that before then it wasn't going to hurt. That's what I heard said. I don't know nothing about that, but I did. And I do have evidence that it hurts. I mean, at least that's what the women say. But it won't stop them. It hurts, but it doesn't stop them. And so this we have to go through. But what happened after that, ladies and gentlemen? What does the message tell us after that? After that, we heard of two boys, Cain and Abel. They were supposed to have been brothers. Now, what would put them in a mindset that they were so at odds with one another? Well, we got the family. We got the parents. The parents, they violated the rules of life. Now here they are both blaming each other, condemning each other, going through that struggle of life that we all are familiar with. And this is what happens when we walk away from truth. This is when we start walking away, doing our own thing, when we start not caring about what someone else says as long as we are satisfied. This is what's happening. And these kids see this. And so when things start going wrong with the kids and they don't have that harmony there, what do? They practice what their parents preach. And one ends up taking the life of the other. Now, what does that symbolize? That symbolizes to all humanity what we are going through every day. And what is that we're going through every day? We are going through hell here on this earth every day. Now, why do I say that we're going through hell? Because this world has been designed that we could live as though we're living in heaven. And everybody knows that we're not doing that. Even those trillionaires or billionaires doing their own thing never would think that they're going like that. Why? Because they know that in any moment in time, this greed that motivates, that moves them, that has them doing the kinds of things that they will do anything. For what? For power. And what is power based on? It's based upon the thing that is most important to humankind today, which is money. And what else? sex. Money and sex means power. And oh boy, don't be willing to just slaughter or willing to kill. Don't just be as heartless as that. And the next thing, the world will be bowing to you. This is hell, my friends. People say, well, you're going to go to hell. Well, check this out. Every day, it gets deeper. It gets deeper. Hell isn't all at once. But even to the extent that all of the armaments put together to prove man as being the boldest, the meanest, and the one that's able to rule the world are willing to blow up the world. Blow it up. And you know who lives in the world? The world is filled with evil people that manifest evil ideas. You've seen how that works in the United States of America, in the political arena. You've seen some of the ugliest stuff that's been put down as evil really just move as if it's just flowing water. And see, these are the kinds of things that it goes through every day. Every day of life, these are the kinds of things that goes through. Now, what happens with this? You have all of the pain. You have all of the suffering. You have all the lying. You have all the cheating. And that which was created for you, with all of the earth, all of the resources, and the gifts that have been given to you, you were never to suffer for nothing and live in peace and be prosperous, free, joyous, and your dreams come true. All gone. Your needs, your wants, your desires, all met without any problem. All gone. What do you call this? If you take away that, what you'll do that, every last one of you, you'll do that. If it's taken away, what are you doing? You're living in hell. Because it's definitely not your paradise. And why are you living in hell? You're living in hell because you are afraid. You do not know the truth. And yes, there are many good people, many, many wonderful people. And the world is going straight to hell because the many, many wonderful people are not doing those kinds of things essential to take you off the path to hell. It's similar to what's going on in government again. The Republicans have decided they will stand before the American people and tell you they're going to corrupt this system. They don't give a stink what you say about it. They're going to do it right before your eyes, and when the next election comes around, it really doesn't matter who you vote for, because if we don't like it, they say, what they're going to do is change it. You can't do a thing about it because they have that kind of power. Now, ain't that something? They're doing it right before your very eyes. And what are the good people? Let's look at the Democrats as being the good people. What are they doing? Well, we're not going to go that way. We're going to do something else. We're going to keep on bringing back better. People are saying, how? Why do you not fight back? If the Republicans would throw in every darn thing to take you down, why don't you give up everything, not to just stand, but to stand boldly like you mean something? And they try to make it seem as if the Democrats are saying, well, you know. And they are saying, well, you know. And why are they saying, well, you know? Because it is a part of the system, ladies and gentlemen. It is as interconnected with what the Republicans are doing as black and whites in America and the people of the world. They are here today and gone tomorrow. Now, what if I'm saying about you? Every individual, I want you to listen what I'm saying about you to you. Every last one of us are as crooked as we can be. Now, in us is the ability to be as nice and as wonderful and kind as we can be. But the choice is ours. Here today, we are being as ugly as we can be. What we are is reflected around this world. And I don't care how much you want to say you are good, it doesn't really mean anything. We are all in hell. And every day, regardless of what you say, we are deeper and deeper in hell. And all of the church going, and all of the singing, and all of the dancing, and all of the giving, and all of the tithe playing is not taking you off the path to hell. Why is this happening like this? It's happening like this because it is designed to happen like this. You know, man, you try to be slick. You think you're smart. You're messing over one another, and you think you're smart. Now, I have no doubt you want to try to play God. Not only have you taken throne of God in human form. Not only have you translated that into some of the most ugliest stuff that it can be, you have said you are challenging God even now. But God has fixed it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. God has fixed it this way. Those of you who will love God, this wonderful God, allow that spirit to come within you and manifest itself and live within you. And that means love, my friends, out of truth. You see the darkness of the world because it is not you. It is the Spirit of God in you. And this, my friend, will not allow nor permit you to go along with anything that causes pain and suffering. It gives you the opportunity to shine like this light I'm using here. It gives you the opportunity to be. I am that I am. And in so doing, my friends, things will happen. First of all, those who really, really are evil, who are really vessels of evil, will hate you. And that's expected. You're not mad with them. They learn to do this. This is their reality. They don't know any better. And those good people who are hoping for you, want to be a part of you, and maybe even start supporting you, to give you energy, to energize you. But the evilness knows that if that happens, they must take you out. They must kill you. Not only does the enemy know that, you know that. And this is where the challenge comes. You will not fit in these shoes. You will not sit here because you do not know that kind of truth. And because you don't know that kind of truth, you have to go with what you know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. You need more time. I know that story. I used it. Now I'm telling you what I learned. Key is this. Are you ready? Those who are truly led by the Spirit of God will not yield, will not bend. They will not deny truth in any opportunity. They will stand because it is that moment in time that truth is made known. And how is that truth made solid? It's for evil to be so upset to the challenge allows them to murder or assassinate that instrument of love. And by so doing, that instrument of love is glorifying God. Glorifying God. They give their lives because they know God is worthy to be glorified. These are your angels. People like the ones we know here in America, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Ones we know here in America like Malcolm X. One we know here in America, John Brown. One we know here in America. You fill in the blank. Doesn't go very far, does it? Ladies and gentlemen, every sickness and disease that exists in America today or anywhere on earth, the cure has been given over and over and over again to the human race. Now, there are various reasons why we don't know it. There are various reasons why these diseases continue, and those reasons multiply and multiply and multiply. Nevertheless, the cures have been given to the American people, given to people all over the world. You are supposed to be living as though you're in heaven. You don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal. You don't have to be a racist or bigot. No, you don't have to do any of these things. You don't have to terrorize. You don't have to walk around with your guns claiming that everything belongs to you because you lied, because you cheated, because you fought for it, you stole, you took it. No, you don't have to trust in that because now you can love it all. Why? Because now you are part of it all. You're accepted. You're respected. Everybody needs you as you need everybody. Man, you can only do a small thing for yourself, but if the whole world is working for you, why? Because you're giving your little small part as work for the world? Man, oh man, oh man, what a reward for you to be able to laugh every morning, to go to bed thanking the power of love that lives within you for setting you free, setting you free, and allowing that spirit to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I have said something that makes you glad that you sat through this moment. Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people. I want to thank you so very much. And until next time, goodbye.